Hello. Today I don't have time to preview. So it's immediate online presentation because I don't have time to preview my content. So those who have seen me right now, please say hi to me. Hi everybody. Hello everybody. We're gonna give it like a couple minutes before we start the presentation. Yay. I'm not sure whether you guys see me. Pretty sure that you guys are not around. Probably busy buying groceries, but the show goes on. Okay, so hi everybody. Samantha here. I'm going to take a couple of minutes before I see whether I don't see myself either. Yay, yay, yay. Okay. Who's there? Just say hi. I saw somebody clicking in. Just say hi. So I've got my topic today, right? Yeah, I know you've seen the topic. So, yep. Same thing today. There will be presentation slides. So if let's say you share this out, I will be able to pick one or two people. If the sharing is enough, I will share out the slides. Okay? Anyhow, whether it's like there is audience or there's no audience, I am anyway going to continue. So how's everybody doing? As far as I'm concerned, we are going on to another CMCO. So throw me some comments. I guess you guys, some of you may be like, you guys may be busy buying groceries or busy planning what's going to happen tomorrow because your kids can't go to school. So yeah, let me see whether I can see you. Hi Jenny, thank you for joining. See you tomorrow morning. Welcome. Tomorrow is your induction. Yay. Okay, so yep. Let me see what's happening to me. Okay, yeah, we'll have the live stream together. Okay, so all right, so okay, I'm gonna start now, right? What happened is tomorrow it's our MCO, and sadly, CMCO, not MCO. So we have to look at the positive and the brighter side. It's what's going to happen. I hope that nothing bad that is going to happen more, because I realized that the economy is pretty pretty got impacted. So we really hope that this doesn't impact the entire economy. And wow, I got subtitle on. Okay, so keep it at one more minute. I'm gonna start with the slides. I just do hope that my slides is actually working. Yeah, I'm gonna stop this screen. I'm gonna share. Yeah, it's gonna be the same thing happening again. Wait, hang on. Yeah, I might as well just share my entire screen, which I guess that would be better. Okay. Right. Okay. I'm gonna give it a go, and hopefully that everything is loading up and everything you see everything. So today it's episode 2, and today it's Monday. It's English version, 8:30 to 9 p.m. I'm going to share about mindset and attitude during a crisis. So I prepared this presentation slide this morning. So I just hope that you guys are well, you see what's actually happening right now. So I'm gonna just do a very, very short ones like mindsets and attitude during the crisis, what's gonna happen. So I'll be doing live webinar. So this is my like after that 90 days, like post 90 days live. This is gonna be like my Monday to Sunday routine that 8:30 and 9 p.m. I'm gonna share different kind of things, different kind of skill sets, different kind of stuff that is happening around me. But this time I'm not going to do it like as usual, like before, where I am going to just blare whatever I want. I'm going to be having a very structured manner of what I'm going to share. And it's going to be going on episodes and series. So it's going to be continuously every day with the Mandarin and the English together, except for Thursday, because Thursday I'm on a coach call, so I can't be going on to anyone. Like at 8:30, I'm pretty occupied. All right, so let's start. So as I mentioned, a lot of people are going back to CMCO. I really have like we were actually quite prepared this time, because we know that if let's say we move on to full MCO, what we are going to do. So we actually have some emergency meeting this morning to make sure that we are able to survive and we're able to continue the business if let's say that happens. So I'm going to share you like probably 12 tips on what sort of mindset and attitudes you're supposed to have during a crisis. And during that 90 days, after post 90 days, there's a lot of things happening. You know, I have like new products coming out, and there's a lot of business stuff like ongoing productions and operation stuff that we need to handle. And it's just an ongoing process as an entrepreneur. So it's just never going to stop. It's a continuous thing that it's part of the journey. So having that kind of momentum that we're going on and having that challenge that comes day by day, we only realize, I really think that it's very, very important to have that all sorts of this 12 criteria that I've sort of selected, that I have been using it, I have been thinking about myself over and over again. So I'm going to go very, very quick because it's only 30 minutes. If you like anything that you see here, you can actually type it just for you to repeat it to yourself. And if you love like one of the topics that you like, you can just give me a yes, or you can just give me a good or a thumbs up or a heart shape or whatsoever. So you can actually keep me motivated to continue this journey. For, I don't know, God knows how long it's going to be, but I've intended to do it more and more. It has, I'm intended to do it in more episodes. And so I need the motivation, okay? If you give me the motivation, give me the heart and the love and the light, I'll be really, really happy. So number one is to talk positive. And I think it's so important because today, right now, if you open up the news, there is so many stuffs that are not positive, right? You have like 98% of whatever that is in news is negative. So that's where people get attention. That's where people get the eyeballs, right? A lot of people will see, okay, if let's say you saw someone that is so desperate or someone that is so poor without shoes, that's where they get attention to, and that's where all the negativity thoughts start flowing into you. So if let's say I were to pick the first and very, very important one that we wanted to do is like to talk positive. And again, I have to repeat again and over again, it's very important that whatever that you think is going to pass by your brain. It's just so natural. Like today when CMCO, they announced or somebody posted on WhatsApp, the first thing that gone through my mind was like, sharks. And so that stood with me for some time before like I gather up and master up that thing to say, okay, what sort of attitude am I supposed to have when I need to face my employees? So suddenly I feel down because this is just one step away from MCO. So I'm really, really scared that if, let's say, it's a full lockdown again, how's the finances going to survive? How's things is going to be? But I'm really, really, I would say that I wanted to think the positive way so that we actually know or get our creative heads thinking of what are we going to do if, let's say, this is the second time lockdown? Are we going to do this differently? Yeah. So it's very important to talk positive. So coming to not step number 2. Coming to like the number 2 very important thing is now we have to take massive action and stay busy. A lot of times when people think that, okay, this is a crisis, I have to stay low, stay calm, and do nothing. But the thing is, a lot of people will say hold, because yesterday I was just talking to a friend and say, okay, if let's say MCO is going to happen again, I'm going to hold down everything. But to me, I feel that if, let's say, you are really, really wanting to have that edge, if you want to move ahead of all your competitors, and this is the time to take action. And this is the time to take not only normal actions, but is to actually take very massive action and stay very busy, stay very hardworking, stay very, very present in all the things that you do. I think Rajiv has told me that progress is better than perfection. So instead of you thinking about whether I should do this or whether I should continue or whether I should plan something before I moved, I think the most important thing is to take massive action and stay really busy at this moment in time. So I really just hope that and it's really, really better than like doing nothing. And you need to really get your butt up to like do something. Yeah. So the mindset that anyone should have at this moment of time is to see problems as opportunity. I'd actually picked this up from Grant Cardone. Yeah. Grant has this miracle way of seeing problem as opportunities. And he tells me that rich people only looks for problems. Poor people do not want problems. If we were talking to rich people, they were actually always eavesdropping on where's the problem, and how can I solve it? Because all the thing it's if you know where's the problem, that's where the opportunity goes. And when you create a problem solving tool to actually get the opportunities, that's where the money comes in. And a lot of times you will notice that a lot of people who are probably not successful, they said, I don't want to cause trouble. I just want a normal life. I just want to be normal. I do not want problems in my life. I just want a very normal life. I think these are the typical things that they always say, like, I'm not here to cause trouble. But the problem is, I think this is where people got stuck, right? They get so complacent. They want to play the normal and the mediocre game. That's why they stay that way. And if you look into like how people that are creating massive values, massive inventors, or very creative person who do change the world are those people who really, really look at the problems. I do not want to put rich here, but this is what quote and unquote from Grant Cardone, like rich people looks for problem. But to me, I don't think that rich is just because of the money. It's also because of not only just because of the money. It's more than that. Like successful people, rich people, inventors, creators, engineers, those people who say solve massive problems that are rich and fulfilled, they see problems as opportunities. And this is a time where we really, really need to look at problems as opportunities. Right. So if let's say you do agree with me, like I'm highly, highly connected to this one. So if you are do connected to me, like just give me a thumbs up, whatever that you see this, and I'll be very, very happy. Or you can actually type this out over and over again onto the screens. And so that, you keep yourself reminded. So come to number 4 is like focus on the solutions, not the problem. Okay. It's versus like earlier on, like we find the problems, right? Like rich people always look for problems because rich people, when they look for problems, you see money, and that's where you get fulfilled incomes. Okay. I wouldn't say that, okay, money is important, right? At any time in the business, money is important. In the relationship, money is important. Like that's like Now it's like the basic Maslow hierarchy of needs is like, now it's like money is a basic, and you need to have that, right? So after you find that problem, you need to focus on the solution and not the problem. So now that changed again. So if let's say today you actually look for some problem and you found it, and you're not supposed to be grumpy, and you're not supposed to be telling people like, oh, I've got this problem and I'm complaining and complaining. So you need to focus on the solutions. Like, how am I going to get this there? And move really, really fast. So that comes to my fifth attitude and mindset is to you need to fail fast and fail forward. And why I like this so much, this is also part of what Rajiv told me, which is one of my business coach. It's like you have to, he sort of put it in another way. It's like fail fast, fail differently. So he want to fail fast and he want to fail out of another solutions. And we want to make it doing fast enough, because all I know is after the MCO, a lot of people are moving in very, very different and unique directions. A lot of business are so different. And one thing that I see that they are so good in capturing the market is because they are moving fast enough, like so fast that you'll be so amazed how come their team were actually changing their models so fast and so quickly. And I noticed that you're allowed to fail. So this is something that I work together with our team as well. You're allowed to fail, but I want you to fail differently. I want you to fail forward. I want you to fail on another step. I do not want you to just fail the same way as you go. Like, I can accept like fail once, fail twice, but the third time, sometimes I'll call it will be stupidity already, because you're not learning from your failures. And if you repeat that failure again and again, and that's what Albert Einstein say, it's insanity. So meaning to say like, you're crazy if you're feeling the same way. So if let's say there is anything that is something that you really need at this during this time, during this crisis, you really need to fail fast and fail forward. So come up to the next one will be, I can't stress enough, is you still need to train constantly. You still need to learn. You still need to have a coach. You still need to have a guidance. You still need somebody to push you. And to this day, even though like we're managing so many companies, like I'm actually having so many people under us, I am still consistently having a coach. I'm still consistently having different people pushing me forward. I'm still having my mentors to actually kick me in the butt and say like, hey, you are supposed to go for it. You're supposed to go in front, and you're supposed to read what are the things that you're supposed to look into. And these are so important to make us focus on what's next, instead of like staying there and being happy about what we have. So yeah, and why do I put in read books is because reading books is something very important. It's so very different from like watching a video, because all I know now is there's a lot of like video online, but reading books has a different era. Reading books is actually putting your mental into the books, where you actually de-excite your brain as well when you read. And that's where most of the nuggets or most of the golden nuggets is coming into you. And that's where you actually get something through it and actually make your brain things on a different level. So I always emphasize reading books. And if you have a good book, do pick it out and let me know. Okay. And then number 7 is to share the positive and cut the negative. Like just how I mentioned early on the first point, like talk positively. And it's really just about sharing the positive and cut the negative. You guys know that I don't read the news, right? I am super ignorant in reading the news. Not even any local rape case, snatch thieves, bloggery. I don't read them. I know about it. I brush it off, and I use the method of a positive way to actually reinforce my brain. So I don't read the news. So please excuse me if you ask me something that terribly happened around me. I probably know what it is, but I won't dwell into it. I will not sit there for any 5 to 10 seconds thinking about, oh my gosh, that's so scary. That's so horrible. So the only thing that I will do is I'm going to be safe. I'm going to be strong. I don't even use the word not. So I was like, I'm going to be safe. I'm going to be strong. I'm going to live until 80 years old or 90 years old, whatsoever that you want to be. So I will do like positive affirmations whenever there's something very negative going through my mind. The reason why is because it's actually draining you and it doesn't do any good. Just so imagine that if let's say you're sharing a piece of ill-mannered informations to your group and like what does it do, right? Like it just creates fears and it doesn't solve a lot of problems. So I would always like to share the positives and try to cut out all the negatives news. So and you know that those people who actually come near me, they seldom get very negative news. And that also sort of create this environment, or I sort of attract this environment that those people that are with me are never that sort of negative people. They're always like the positive ones. Okay. And one of the very important mindsets and attitudes that we really, really need to have is like never quit. Thinking about this thing is like this MCO thing, like to be very, very frank, a lot of times there are many thoughts that comes by before, like, should I quit? And the thing is, it's like there is this voice or a little angel behind you and tell you that you're not supposed to quit. And whatever that we are doing, we're just changing the way that we want to do things, but we never want to quit. We just want to find new ways to actually solve the problems, but we never want to quit. Because all we know is when we quit, we're just allowing another competitor to come into the space. We're just allowing other people to come into the space. And you're just a quitter. So I really do not want that to happen in my team. I really do not want it to happen in myself as well. And I guess that's the momentum and the motto that everybody should uphold to move yourself up to another stage. Right. And come to like almost my finale, like slides. This is something that I love the most. It's being goal focused and not work focused. Talking about this part, I wanted to tell you, like, if let's say you have a lot of employees that will really work focused, 8 to 5, 8 to 5, 8 to 6, 8 to 6, like, and they will tell you, like, I have so much work, I have so much work. But at the end of the day, you realize that they don't get anything accomplished. You need to sit down with that guy and talk to them and say that, what's your goal? And if the goal is not aligned, please align their goals. Clearly, if let's say they are very work focused, they are not goal focused, they don't go anywhere. There is just creating that busy havoc, trying to make things very complex, but goals is not achieved. So it's very, very much important when you sit down with your team and ask them, what's your goal? So this week, what's your goal? Are you going to get sales? Are you going to have marketing? Campaign going out, and what's the goal of the campaign? So if let's say you're in a production, what is the goal of the production? How much needs to come out from your manufacturing? If let's say today you're having nurses inside your dentist, and what's the goal? How many people are they supposed to call to serve the clients, or how many clients are they supposed to follow up for a dental appointment? So always work on a goal focus, not how much work they need to do. Like if let's say you were telling them, like they will tell you like, but there's like 1,000 of people that I need to call, and just think, if let's say you have 1,000 people to call today, and if let's say today I will tell you I want a goal but not a work, I want a goal focus that get me the top 20 customers that would actually come back to my dental to pay me a visit for a checkup. I want that. Do you think that she is going to call the 1,000? No, she's not. She's going to put her focus into goals of achieving that 20 people that he's going to get to come back. So that's his goal. That is a very typical example of being goal focused and not work focused. So if let's say today you're working as well, or like you're a corporate person or you're an employee, it doesn't really matter whether you're a female employee, whether you are an entrepreneur. It's really, really important to look into what you want to accomplish for the day and what is the part of that you accomplish of today working on towards your goal. And is it a 2 weeks goal, it's a quarter goal, or a yearly goal. So if let's say anything that it's repetitive in the work, but it's not going towards a goal, please scrap them off. It's actually not very productive. Right. So this is my favorite one. I would say that it always pulls me down again and say, like, why am I having this conversation with this guy in front of me that is not bringing me anywhere? It's really wasting my time. And I will put myself back into that momentum of like goal focus. I really want to achieve my goals. It's this conversation leading me anywhere. If it's not, then I want to cut it out and move on to something that is more contributive. Right. So number 10, I actually have additional 2 tips for you guys that you probably want to take a look at it. Okay. And one of them is like to be grateful. Why do I think it's very important to be grateful is because I think being grateful, it's something for you to remind of what you have and what you desire. And that being grateful thought is so much grounding you to be very humble, to be very, very humble of who you are and how small you are and how big your competitor could be, or how big other people may be, and you can actually always look forward to. Because a lot of people, when they're not grateful, they're sort of ego. And they are very egocentric, and they were thinking like, okay, this is something that are not important for me, or these are very, very small potato. They call it small potato in the industry, and all is this small potato company suddenly took over your company because you're so egocentric, you're so self-centered, and you're so thinking about only yourself. You're not looking at the big picture. So I always think that being grateful is very important. Giving is also very important, so that you can always be grounded and being humble of what you have. And from what you have, you can fill up yourself to actually work for more things in life, or work for the next goal in life, right? So, see, my scripts are like very, very, how to say, seamlessly matching to one another. So just now I was like talking about like being grateful so that people can actually feel you, and you need to push others to be the same. And I always love to be in the same environment where we can actually play the game better. So why do we want to push other people to work better? So in my company, we actually always have this story about an army going to war. And this is also from my famous favorite coach, Rajiv. What he told me is, he told that if let's say today you were going on a war, and you have like bunch of families in you, and tomorrow you're going to the war, and now today, like, let's say your family members were slacking off, and they're not working out, they're not eating right, and you just let them be, right? Because they're family, you feel that you don't want to hurt their feelings, so you won't be telling them you have done something wrong, or you should buckle up. And that what happens is your entire family die in the war. I always use this war story in the company. Whenever they get very, very complacent and very, very too comfortable. So the story is, if let's say you're going to war and you're an army, if let's say your friends or your teammates is not working hard enough to fight for the war, it's not working out, it's not training enough, it's not eating right, it's not staying healthy, you will want to keep bucking him and ask him to do trainings, ask him to do more 2 laps, do more 3 laps, do more training, go run the treadmills and all those. Why? Because tomorrow you do not want him to die in the war. So you want to make sure that he's going to stay alive. So that's why it's very important in a company that your entire space or your entire environment needs to actually be pushed to play a better game. Right. So there comes to my end. Well, probably the number 12 is to seek challenge. So all these mindsets that you have, like probably 1 to 12, you don't really have to remember all of them. But you can always come back to this place where you can save my video, share it to your page. And then you can actually save it up and you can refer it very, very long time later. So seeking challenge. So CMCO has started. We're actually putting up our thinking hats to think about what are we going to do if, let's say, the factory no longer be able to work. So the one very, very funny thing that my teammate came out, or like all of us came out of, is that we're going to sleep in the factory so that we stay under the same roof, and then we do not have to go home, and then we don't get locked at home. So we're gonna stay in the factory. We're gonna, sleep in the factory, and we still would be able to run our normal operations. So that was just a very funny thing that we thought of when we're having our emergency meeting today. Okay, so that goes to all the tips and all the positive and positive attitude and mindsets during this kind of crisis. And well, just pick one or two that you think that you can act on. Like for now, just pick one or two that you think that you can easily start with. And there will be some minor change that will happen if you start doing only at least one of the positive attitude that I have mentioned here. So that comes to my end of my presentation. And let me see what is the time. Wow. I'm so on time. Okay, so you can connect with me. I'm Samantha Chi. Facebook, coming soon. Please don't Google samanthachi.com. It's not ready yet. All you see is that this very floppy website that is in there. So, and you can follow me on Instagram, though I'm pretty not really active on Instagram. So most of the time, I'm just gonna do my Facebook Live and Facebook here in in Facebook. Right. So today I don't really get a lot of response, probably because all you guys are actually busy doing grocery shopping. I think that you guys are really doing a lot of grocery shoppings. And you guys, I'll see you tomorrow. So tomorrow, it's probably very much going to be the same content unless I've thought of something that I wanted to share about. Then it will be, then it would be a different content. Otherwise, it's going to be the same content. Right. So yeah. If there's no more questions, then we will end where we are. And if you do have any questions, just post it back here so that I can continue to see, and I'll reply some of the comments if I have the time. Because now, since I'm dedicated to do this every single day, I have to prepare presentation slides. And it's not easy to prepare presentation slides. It's actually forcing me to prepare presentation slides to all of you, so that you guys get the value of whatever that I'm sharing. So I actually plan this content upfront. So if you know, or if you detect a pattern, let me know. I'll buy you a Starbucks drinks. If you detect a pattern of how I actually plan this. All right. Okay. See you tomorrow. We have one more day to prepare our kids at home. Right? Okay. Bye.